The first bite of Wagyu beef is unlike anything else in the culinary world. The buttery marbling, the rich umami, and the way it melts across your tongue create a moment you never forget. For many, this experience seems reserved for upscale steakhouses with dazzling menus and dizzying prices. But here's the truth. With the right knowledge and a little respect for the meat, you can create an authentic Wagyu experience in your own kitchen that rivals and often surpasses what restaurants serve. Cooking Wagyu at home is not about complicated marinades or fancy tricks. It is about letting the beef's natural beauty shine with precision, restraint, and an understanding of what makes it so special. Let's dive into how you can transform your kitchen into a Wagyu sanctuary, step by step. So, Wagyu is not just beef, it is, really an art form perfected over generations in Japan. The term literally means Japanese cow, but its reputation rests on centuries of careful breeding for flavor and marbling. That snowflake-like fat woven through the muscle is the key. Unlike standard beef where fat surrounds the meat, Wagyu carries its fat inside the muscle, creating extraordinary tenderness and depth of flavor. The highest standard is Japanese A5 Wagyu, graded meticulously for both quality and marbling. American Wagyu, a crossbreed of Japanese cattle and Angus, is also widely available, delivering a slightly beefier bite with still luxurious marbling. Understanding what you are buying is the first step. Look for certified sources, ask your butcher about grading, and know that true Wagyu needs no excessive preparation to impress. The cut you choose, well, it really defines the experience you will have at the table. Ribeye remains the most celebrated for its balance of flavor and tenderness, but strip loin and sirloin bring a leaner richness that many home cooks just adore. Filet mignon, while subtle, becomes an unforgettable treat in Wagyu form. Because Wagyu is intensely rich, you do not need a large portion. A 6 to 8 ounce steak is more than enough for one person, especially if paired with sides. Many chefs even recommend slicing Wagyu into strips to be shared among guests, allowing everyone to savor without overwhelming the palate. The preparation stage is where most people go wrong. Wagyu should never go straight from the refrigerator to the pan. Let the steak rest on the counter for at least 30 minutes to come to room temperature. This allows the fat to soften and ensures even cooking. When it comes to seasoning, less is more. A pinch of high-quality sea salt and, if you like, a light touch of freshly cracked black pepper is all you need. Avoid marinades or heavy rubs, they mask the very character you are paying for. Wagyu is not about covering up flaws, but about celebrating perfection. As for equipment, well, a cast iron skillet is your best friend. It retains heat beautifully and gives you the sear you want. There are several ways to cook Wagyu, but pan searing remains the most accessible and authentic for home cooks. Well, here's a straightforward recipe for a pan-seared Wagyu ribeye that really, showcases the meat's natural beauty. Pan-seared Wagyu ribeye steak serves 2. You'll need 2 Wagyu ribeye steaks about 6 to 8 ounces each and roughly 1 inch thick. Add 1 teaspoon of flaky sea salt, half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of neutral oil like grapeseed or, if you have it, 1 tablespoon of rendered Wagyu fat. First, heat your cast iron skillet until it's almost smoking. Wagyu needs high heat to create a crisp crust while keeping the interior tender. Lightly coat the pan with oil or rendered Wagyu fat, then place the steaks in carefully. Sear each side for 1 to 2 minutes, depending on thickness, aiming for a golden brown crust. And don't forget, use tongs to sear the edges as well, especially if there's a fat cap. For doneness, Wagyu shines at rare to medium rare. That means an internal temperature of 120 degrees Fahrenheit for rare and 130 degrees for medium rare. Once cooked, transfer the steaks to a plate and let them rest for 5 minutes. This redistributes the juices and ensures every bite is succulent. While pan-searing is the classic, you might experiment with other methods. Sous vide followed by a hot sear offers unmatched precision, especially if you are nervous about overcooking. Alright, so set the sous vide bath to 129 degrees Fahrenheit for medium rare, and let it cook for about 1 to 2 hours. After that, sear it for 1 minute per side in a scorching skillet. Grilling can also work beautifully, provided you keep those flare-ups under control. Since Wagyu is, really rich in fat, open flames can char the exterior a bit too quickly. So, keep the grill at medium-high, cook indirectly, and then finish over direct heat for a nice, crisp sear. Presentation is just as important as cooking, honestly. Rather than serving the steak whole, go ahead and slice it thinly across the grain. This creates bite-sized pieces that melt immediately and allows everyone at the table to savor the luxury. Pair Wagyu with simple sides that complement rather than compete. Steamed rice, lightly salted roasted potatoes, grilled asparagus, or sautéed mushrooms are all excellent partners. Traditional Japanese accompaniments such as a dab of wasabi or a splash of citrusy ponzu sauce can, really elevate the experience without overpowering the meat. For drinks, think balance. A bold red wine like Cabernet Sauvignon, a smooth Japanese sake, or even a smoky single malt whiskey pairs beautifully with the richness of Wagyu. Overcooking is the greatest crime against Wagyu. Its delicate marbling is designed to render just enough at lower temperatures, so anything above medium will drain the fat and leave you with an ordinary piece of beef. Avoid heavy seasoning or marinades. Wagyu's flavor is its identity, and drowning it in garlic, soy sauce, or barbecue marinades only masks the qualities that make it unique. Finally, be wary of mislabeling. The market is filled with beef sold as Wagyu that does not meet authentic standards. Always source from reputable suppliers and look for certification to ensure you are getting the real thing. The allure of the steakhouse comes with a hefty markup. A single Wagyu steak at a restaurant might cost what 2 or 3 high-quality cuts would at a trusted butcher. Cooking at home gives you complete control over doneness, seasoning, and presentation. There are no unnecessary sauces, no hurried service, just the purity of the Wagyu experience prepared exactly to your taste. And, beyond cost and control, there is something deeply satisfying about creating such a world-class dish in your own kitchen. It really transforms dinner into a moment of pride, one you can share with family and friends. Cooking authentic Wagyu beef at home is not about complexity, but about precision, respect, and simplicity. By choosing the right cut, preparing with care, and cooking with restraint, you can enjoy a Wagyu experience that not only equals but often surpasses the steakhouse. This is food heritage at its finest, bringing centuries of Japanese tradition into your own kitchen. With nothing more than salt, heat, and technique. If you found this guide valuable, make sure to subscribe to Global Culinary Heritage for more timeless cooking wisdom, share this with fellow food lovers, and let us know in the comments how your Wagyu turned out. Cooking is culture, and together we keep heritage alive, one unforgettable bite at a time.